We had a really weird moment on...
Why do you keep doing this, Ryan?
Blake Lively's behind-the-scenes drama might just be spilling over into Ryan Reynolds' latest project, sparking fresh theories around the sudden delay of Animal Friends. This isn't just a scheduling blip, it's prompting serious talk about how personal scandals are colliding with box office strategy, with Hollywood insiders scrambling to make sense of the fallout behind closed doors.
We had a really weird moment on Deadpool where he said, let's do one more take. And everyone was like, okay. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And then as the character, he was like horrifically mean to me. But to me.
Cathartic.
As if I'm Weasel.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So he was like, you know what's great about you, Weasel? You're not the star. But you just, you do just enough exposition that it's funny, and then we can leave and get back to the real movie.
So he's riffing.
Well, he's right.
Obviously.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's exactly why he said that.
How much riffing?
Because I'm not funnier than he is at all. Right? And I haven't been in more movies than him. Yeah,
Don't
exactly.
agitate the guest, Brian. How much riffing was done?
A lot.
So
and
he literally goes on. He also says...
And Michael Bay worked on a movie with Ryan Reynolds also. And so he has a very specific opinion.
That may mirror your
Ryan
own.
Reynolds. And that was a good part of our last conversation with me and Bay. But
So lots of conversations have been had.
Or he's so deluded that he's like, everybody loves me. Everybody likes me. So TJ probably just wishes that he could work with me again. Bay's like that too, though. Wahlberg talked to me about that, who Bay would never understand why you wouldn't want to work with him.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't make sense. Everybody wants to work with him. And that's also kind of true. So
delusional is what he's basically calling.
When Warner Brothers and Legendary quietly shifted Animal Friends from October to May, the silence was deafening. No press release, no official comment, just a 7-month delay for a film stacked with names like Reynolds, Aubrey Plaza, and Jason Momoa. Industry watchers know a change like that rarely happens without purpose. Some speculate it's a strategic shuffle to avoid clashing with heavy hitters like J-Lo's rom-com and Disney's Tron Ares. But behind that business move lies a darker undercurrent. Whispers that Blake Lively's very public controversies might be making her husband's film release radioactive. With ongoing rumors of legal feuds and falling outs, the studio may be hedging its bets, avoiding a PR nightmare that could tank ticket sales. And in an era where perception equals profit, even unrelated drama can shift a film's fate, especially with a $100M plus budget on the line. Some sources even suggest the May release is a calculated pause, a chance to let public interest in Blake's alleged scandals fade. Either way, the move signals caution and signals that this isn't just about a film, but a reputational chess game being played behind studio doors.
Keep doing this, Ryan. Why do you keep letting us catch you in lies? Why can't you just stop talking? Why can't you go off with your family like Justin's doing and let this all air out in the courts? You can't. So why did you do all of this? I can't. I'm so frustrated. I liked you, Ryan. I still want to like you. I keep praying that you've been tricked by your wife and you're in a tricky situation and that's all this was. But guys, it is brutal when you really go this. You wanted to make him write this statement, blaming all of the bad publicity on him. And you've seemingly come out and convinced this. This is the statement. I mean, we've done a video of this before, but we've done a video of all these. This is the statement that Ryan drafted, that he demanded James and Justin post, which would have completely torched their career. And I want you to look at it again. It Ends With Us was a troubled production we take full responsibility for. Nonsense. I've talked to dozens of crew members. That's a lie, Ryan. That's an absolute lie. Plus, your own wife said it was smooth sailing in the second half of production. And the movie was a big hit. Whether you want to let Blake take all the credit, I know you do, Justin had a lot to do with it as well. So says the crew. So nice try rewriting the history there, Ryan. That's a lie. It's a downright lie. We are very sorry to everyone we caused upset to privately public. Who else is complaining but Blake? No one else is complaining but Blake. We mutually agreed that the cast would be promoting the film separately. I don't believe that either. That's also a lie. And understood why. We have always said we are not perfect and even unintentionally make mistakes. We will always own them. We hold ourselves accountable. It's not anyone's job but ours. That's part of being man enough. Look at you again, now just really trying to shake him as you're doing all this. We will practice what we preach. We are learning and growing from the experience, and we thank everyone for their patience and as we find a better way to proceed. We are very proud of the film and the welcome arms that it's been received. Part of our work is to have uncomfortable conversations for public growth. The film is doing that on screen, and we are doing that off screen. Thank you for the cast and crew, for the opportunity to be imperfect, and for giving us space to learn and grow with humanity and dedication. Like, what? What on earth planet would anyone agree to this vague generalization that would have torched their careers? What are they apologizing?
Once Hollywood's picture of inseparable friendship, Blake Lively and Taylor Swift now seem worlds apart. Their joint appearances, those cookie-baking Instagram moments and red carpet strolls, have gone dark. Blake's noticeable absence from Taylor's major public moments, like her star-studded Super Bowl night, didn't go unnoticed by Swifties who live for these details. Then came the bigger bombshell. Rumors that both women's legal teams had engaged behind the scenes. While specifics remain murky, the implication is clear. This split isn't just personal, it's professional. Add in Gigi Hadid, once tightly, linked to Blake through Taylor, and suddenly the girl squad that ruled social media looks fractured. Gigi, it seems, has taken Taylor's side, creating an unmistakable chill between camps. Meanwhile, Blake has been forming what tabloids dub her revenge squad, aligning herself with powerful allies like her sisters, and even Salma Hayek. Is it genuine support, or a savvy PR tactic to reassert her position in the Hollywood pecking order? The optics suggest a carefully crafted response. Blake's solo rebrand may be her way of showing she's still a force, despite the whispers, the headlines, and the shifts in loyalty. This isn't just a friendship gone sour, it's a masterclass in how Hollywood stars reposition themselves when alliances falter and the spotlight gets colder.
Lively heat. I don't hate them. I'm angry with them. I'm frustrated with them because they refuse to take accountability, and they are using their Hollywood power to just stomp on people. And then they're using people I like, Conan O'Brien, to put out their message and make it seem like there's nothing wrong. We're still big names. And they are, sadly. They are going to be big names. But they got away with something, or so far they've gotten away with something that I'm just not okay with. And I'm going to continue to call it out. And this appearance, he said a lot of stuff that I'm just frustrated. Like, why are you out there doing this stuff? You really need the attention this badly to go out there and do a whole therapy session about your dad? It's all just so weird, which he goes into about his dad seemingly was a bully. His dad's dad was a bully. I don't think, it's too far off to say you've done some bullyish things yourself. You're revealing all this to us. So of course we're allowed to react and respond and engage. And there was a part near the end that was very telling to me, and I want to play on this part about Ryan Reynolds not punching down. Really, Ryan? Come on. I liked you, Ryan. I'm so frustrated by all this. Why did you get yourself so involved in this? Why did you let Blake go do this lawsuit? Now all your friends are getting deposed. I've heard there's a lot of people in your court who are extremely frustrated by all this, and there's going to be some truths that you may not want to keep.
What might sound like a dramatic film plot is reportedly unfolding in real time for Blake Lively. According to insiders, she's quietly curating a fresh inner circle, what some are dubbing her revenge squad, in what many believe is a response to her rumored fallout with Taylor Swift. This isn't just about seeking comfort. It's being seen as a calculated move to reclaim her influence in the industry. Her sisters, Robin and Lori Lively, are said to be central figures in this circle. Robin especially has been making more public appearances with Blake, subtly becoming a visible source of strength. While leaning on family in tough times is natural, the frequency of these sightings is raising eyebrows, with speculation that Blake is using this as a PR angle to show a more grounded and relatable side. That's quite the contrast from Taylor, Swift's glittering entourage, which still boasts high-profile names like Gigi Hadid. Interestingly, Gigi, who was once close to Blake, has been noticeably distant, sparking chatter that she's taken Taylor's side. This quiet shifting of friendships has only intensified the talk around Blake's motivations. Is she using this moment to prove she's still a commanding presence in Hollywood? According to Radar, Blake has been strategically aligning with high-powered individuals to remind everyone she still belongs among the elite. Salma Hayek, for instance, remains firmly in Blake's corner. Their friendship, dating back to Savages, is still going strong, with the two recently seen out and about in New York. Selma's support has been interpreted by some as more than personal, more like a sign that Blake isn't afraid to stand up to Hollywood's most powerful cliques. She's also been reconnecting with longtime acquaintances like photographers Anna Palma and Guy Rock. These aren't just casual catch-ups. They hint at a return to deeper, more meaningful relationships that go beyond red carpets and influencer circles. Whether conscious or not, the shift feels like Blake is trading flash for authenticity. But the reception has been mixed. While some paint her as a woman rebuilding amid chaos, others believe she's simply playing the media game to her advantage. Whatever her intent, one thing is certain. This new chapter is redefining how the public perceives her. And with all eyes on Blake, it's only natural that questions are beginning to circle around her husband, Ryan Reynolds. In a town where one partner's headlines can ripple into the other's career, the impact might be bigger than it looks.
Let's go to Ryan Reynolds, because Ryan's next movie has suffered a major blow. Now they're playing it like it's Hollywood scheduling problems, which it could be. It could be. But his upcoming movie has been delayed a staggering 7 months amid the Blake Lively drama. It's hard to not see this as, let's wait a little bit. Let's wait a little bit. The Animal Friends R-rated combo, live-action animated combo, starring Reynolds, was previously slated for this fall, October. However, Warner Brothers and Legendary have now postponed it to May. Now, that would be 2 months after the trial, so some cool-down period, I assume. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not delayed further, given all if this goes to trial. The date change went public this Tuesday, but no reason was officially announced for the substantial alteration to the scheduling. May 1st was supposed to be the release of Doomsday, Avengers Doomsday, but now that pick's been moved to December, and honestly, that one makes sense. They just started shooting. It's a huge tentpole, probably the most expensive movie that's going to be made, with a sprawling cast. I couldn't believe they were going to make that date, so I'm not surprised they pushed Doomsday. But Animal Friends, I don't know. There could be problems with the movie, who knows? But I find it hard to believe it wouldn't also be somewhat involved with this drama, because you don't want to have this movie dropping right now and having to deal with the backlash. Maybe they're assuming by May, it'll be over. Reynolds stars in the film along with Aubrey Plaza, Jason Momoa, Addison Rae, Eric Andre, Dan Levy, Rob Delaney again from Deadpool, Wolverine.
Ryan
Reynolds has long been considered one of Hollywood's untouchables, an actor with smart investments, hit after hit at the box office, and a personality that rarely draws criticism. But the recent delay of his film Animal Friends is sparking. Chatter about whether Blake Lively's mounting personal controversies are starting to seep into his professional world. The timing is curious. The movie's release, originally slated for October, has quietly shifted to May, and Warner Brothers hasn't offered any reasoning. That's unusual for a project featuring major stars like Aubrey Plaza and Jason Momoa, alongside Reynolds himself. The silence is fueling theories. Is the delay a calculated PR move meant to let Blake's media drama cool down? It wouldn't be a stretch. Studios spend heavily on marketing and optics, and Animal Friends, a bold R-rated mix of animation and live action, is a risky bet already. Dropping it while Blake is caught in the whirlwind of Taylor Swift drama, legal gossip, and that rumored revenge squad might have been seen as too volatile. Hollywood may thrive on reinvention, but it's notoriously averse to scandal. The bigger question is whether the tension surrounding Blake has made execs nervous enough to hit pause on what should have been a major hit. In Tinseltown's biggest power couples, one partner's trouble almost always finds its way to the other's doorstep. Ryan is no stranger to navigating public perception. Whether it's his investments in sports like Wrexham AFC, his ventures in gin and wireless companies, or his collaboration with Hugh Jackman on sailing endeavors, he's built a persona of calm, business-minded charm. He's rarely rattled by noise, but Blake's increasingly public issues might be testing that. Even with Ryan's spotless record, association with messy headlines, even indirectly, can raise questions. It's not necessarily his fault, but in an industry where reputations can shift overnight, perception is everything. While Ryan's name still commands respect, it's not hard to imagine studio executives hesitating. The delay in Animal Friends might not reflect on Ryan personally, but it suggests that the studio is prioritizing clean optics over calendar commitments. As one insider put it, the studio doesn't want to release the film into a storm. It's not about doubting the movie's quality, it's about strategy. And when a film's success can be derailed by off-screen narratives, even a whiff of controversy becomes a risk. Ryan's bar for quality and control is well known, which makes this detour all the more surprising. So, what now for Ryan Reynolds? His legacy as a dependable Hollywood force still holds strong, but this delay places a new spotlight on how closely his fate may be tied to Blake's drama. Is this a blip? A simple scheduling choice with no deeper implications? Or is it a sign that the entertainment industry is starting to see his brand through a more cautious lens shaded by association? Studios and fans alike are paying close attention. And while Reynolds may be as bankable as ever, the shifting timeline of Animal Friends has introduced a fresh layer of uncertainty. In Hollywood, timing isn't just about the calendar, it's about perception. And in this case, the quiet shuffle of a release date might say more than any public statement ever could.
Previously listed, October 10th was, I guess, Jennifer Lopez's movie. But yeah, and the new Tron film. So there was some competition potentially, but yeah, it's hard to not see this, as Daily Mail is also seeing it, as a way to avoid itself. And again, this was confirmed in the trades, deadline, etc., as Warner Brothers Legendary is moving these. So not surprised fully. Now, Ryan and Hugh are also buying an Australian sailing team. They really are linked in together, full on. It's clear they got each other's back, and whatever. It is what it is. Friends should have each other's back. They are now joining CEO Tom Slingsby to do the Sail GP team, the Bonds Flying Ruse. So Ryan's had a lot of success with soccer. It sounds like Hugh wants to get in and do one with him regarding sailing. Ryan must have felt pretty confident, because as much as we want to knock Ryan, he's been a pretty smart businessman in him building his brands. Bad at PR and this drama with his wife, but pretty good at other PR and good at business. So who knows what this means. But anyway, they're buying a competitive sailing team. Maybe, I'm sure they'll try to do a Hulu show around it as well, where Hugh and Ryan show up, mark my words. But this Australian team competes in a Sail GP international sailing competition. Any you guys familiar with that? Let me know. I'm not. But founded by Oracle founder Larry Ellison. Again, look at these rich people that Ryan is associated with, and Hugh. He's still making big deals. He's still got a lot of money in the line. He's investing. It's smart, because then all these other money people, don't want to cut him loose. He wants to keep playing with the big boys. And I suspect Ryan always will. Blake's the big problem. I've heard rumors, again, total speculation rumors, from insiders in Hollywood who are like, within a couple years, that couple's going to be divorced. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true, but good people who would hear good info are telling me that. We'll see.
Hollywood thrives on drama and image control, and the situation unraveling between Blake Lively, Taylor Swift, and Ryan Reynolds is a prime example of how carefully curated personas can suddenly unravel. In an industry where every move sparks analysis, their unfolding story is more than just gossip. It's a lesson in how fame, perception, and timing collide. From rumors of a rift between Blake and Taylor to the unexplained delay of Ryan's film Animal Friends, none of it seems accidental. It's a tangled web where personal ties and professional risks are deeply connected. What started as whispers about Blake and Taylor's strained friendship has snowballed into something bigger. Blake was notably absent during Taylor's high-profile Super Bowl run, and since then, rumors of behind-the-scenes legal maneuvering have only intensified. A missed hangout might seem trivial, but in the digital age, it's all fans need to build an entire narrative, and it spreads like wildfire. That's the game now. Social media isn't just watching celebrities, it's actively shaping their storylines, sometimes more powerfully than any PR team can. Consider the Blake-Taylor tension. Fans didn't just observe, they investigated. Theories grew, timelines were cross-checked, and soon it wasn't just speculation, it was taken as fact. Suddenly, every move was seen through a lens of betrayal or strategy. In this spotlight, silence isn't neutral, it's suspicious. In Hollywood, where relationships are scrutinized endlessly, a public fallout becomes more than personal. It spills into everything, with branding, casting, endorsements, and reputations that took years to build. And then there's Blake's so-called revenge squad. Whether it's a genuine support system or a power move, it's being read as a statement. On the flip side, Taylor's own circle appears to have closed ranks. These shifting alliances don't just signal the end of a friendship, they hint at changing power dynamics. When Hollywood friendships fracture, the ripple effect can hit press tours, studio relationships, and future collaborations. Fans aren't just watching, they're emotionally invested, and that has real-world consequences. Ryan Reynolds is a textbook case of how personal relationships bleed into professional stakes. Animal friends being pushed back may have nothing to do with his wife's ongoing drama, but in Hollywood, optics matter. With Blake wrapped in whispers of legal trouble and loyalty battles, releasing a family-friendly film tied to their brand could be seen as risky. One person's controversy becomes a liability for the other, and couples in Hollywood often rise or fall together, like it or not. Why does it work this way? Because in showbiz, public opinion holds real value. Studios can greenlight projects, drop millions on marketing, and still lose out if the audience's perception shifts. In the age of viral trends and TikTok timelines, fans become the jury. They dissect everything. Who unfollowed who skipped whose party, what that cryptic caption really meant. Throw in anonymous tips and blurry paparazzi photos, and suddenly, every celebrity's reality feels like an open-source investigation. For Blake, every move, intentional or otherwise, is now part of a broader narrative. Her career is affected, and so is Ryan's, all because of how their private world is being reinterpreted in public. Hollywood doesn't wait around for the dust to settle. It's constantly shifting, and right now, the line between strategy and survival is getting harder to see. Whether this is a calculated comeback or just damage control in real time, one thing's certain, the story is far from over.
Ryan Reynolds has a very lucrative deal through Fox, through everything, that he's in bed with them. They can't afford to cut him loose, but they can have a talk and tell him, Ryan, this is not good. But Ryan seems to be so stubborn and aggressively trying to prove the proof is out there, and I don't know what this man is thinking. But from what I've heard now from multiple, I heard this a little bit ago, and I heard it from some newer sources today, confirming that yes, Bob Iger himself and Disney have been trying to get Ryan Reynolds to drop this nonsense. Just like Taylor Swift, just like everybody else involved, nobody wants to be involved in this. And now they've put on a brave face. They have made it clear they're not going to play nice pool with Justin over these Deadpool requests of getting information from the film. But it's Justin's right. This is all absolutely valid. This is not frivolous. He is demanding that they hold on to these documents so that he can do his discovery to figure it out. It's not up for a judge to deem what's frivolous this early on in a case. That's what the case is for, Ryan. You don't get to just throw your power around and keep demanding that it's frivolous and to go away and blah, 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 blah. You are so out of touch. It's wild. You guys started this lawsuit. Let's not forget, you were the ones who started the lawsuit, and Justin's proven fairly that a lot of what your wife is saying didn't seem to happen.